Thank you so much for attending my PowerPoint presentation on the best Christmas gifts for Dota 2 fans. First, I want to mention that this PowerPoint's target audience is people who might not be that familiar with Dota, but want to get something special for the gamers in their life. But if you are an avid Dota 2 player, this may serve as inspiration for what to get your support player in your playgroup's Secret Santa. Now, the first category is a fairly obvious one, which is official merch. The company that makes Dota 2, called Valve, runs what's called a secret shop, which is an online digital storefront that has a bunch of different merchandise for the game. If you're interested in getting official merch, this is the first place you should look, because there's a wide variety of different options, and the accessories are especially fun. Here, I've chosen to showcase a mug, a crossbody bag, and a sticker, but there are all sorts of different options, ranging from mouse pads to jigsaw puzzles. A lot of the merch is also based around a particular character within the game, so if you can figure out their favorite hero, you may be able to get them something specifically suited to them. But if they don't have merch for their particular favorite hero, pretty much anything will still bring a smile to their face. You may also notice that a lot of the options have "The International" written on it, which is the name of Dota 2's equivalent to the Super Bowl. If you're really at a loss for what to get them, anything from the most recent TI will probably go over well. A lot of it is sold out, but there's still a couple of options, including all of the ones that I've presented here. But if there's nothing there that catches your eye, you can instead head to the official ESL X Dota 2 merch store. There are plenty of different options there, ranging from t-shirts to hoodies, jackets, and pants. Pretty much all of them are generic enough that any Dota 2 fan will appreciate them. All of the storefronts mentioned in this video will be linked in the description, making it nice and easy for you to go take a peek. Just be warned that both of these storefronts don't take things down when they're sold out, so you may have some disappointment if you click on that giant Viper plushie that everyone wanted from last year's TI. And speaking of the International, another great option is to get them a piece of gear from their favorite Dota 2 esports team. Dota 2 has a massive competitive scene, and there are dozens of teams jockeying for million-dollar prize pools pretty much every month. Naturally, fans can become attached to the players and teams just as much as they get attached to the game itself. You can ask them directly which team is their favorite, but if you want to be a little sneaky, try to get a mutual friend or a family member to ask instead. Common fan favorites include Team Liquid, OG, and Enigma Galaxy, who wisely chose to take down their storefront right before the Christmas season. That takes them off the table, but there are plenty of other popular teams that have amazing options for merch. If you live in South America, the Heroic scarf featured on the right is a sure bet, and if they're particularly old, you can get them the Nodus Vincere cap in the bottom middle. But my personal favorite is the fake distressed hoodie in the bottom left for Team Spirit, a team that has won TI not once, but twice. There's a bunch of different options that cater to various price points, and some of this stuff can get expensive, so be sure to double check before you check out. And while ideally you can figure out their favorite team and get something related to them, another option is to just pick something from a random team. Gamers aren't quite as loyal to their favorite teams as traditional sports fans are, so if you buy them a Team Liquid jersey, the next day they'll probably become a Team Liquid fan. I know this for a fact because a few years ago I bought a friend a Beast Coast jersey. That team sucked, but he continued to cheer for them until they eventually went out of business. If you're watching this video while it goes live, a great way to figure out your loved one's favorite Dota 2 team is to ask who they're rooting for at Blast Slam 5. The week-long group stage has ended, and now it's time for the playoffs to begin and decide which team will take home the lion's share of the million-dollar prize pool. If you want to make this Christmas memorable, be sure to ask them over dinner what they thought about Team Falcons winning the whole thing. There's a 50-50 chance they'll either have a big smile on their face or burst into tears. Thank you very much to Blast for helping support Dota 2 PowerPoints. Now, if wearables are a little bit played out for you, you can instead go for some tasteful art created by the Dota 2 community. There are a ton of different options, but I won't lie. The primary reason that I made this slide is so that I can tell you about Mike Hershon. Mike Draws Dota is an ongoing project where the artist reimagines everything in Dota in his own unique surreal art style that varies wildly from character to character. The project has been in the works for around 10 years now, and I am in love with pretty much everything that he draws. He sells official prints through his Tumblr in both medium and large sizes, and even if you're not a Dota fan, I highly encourage you go check the link in the description. His art is amazing. And there are other guys too. There are plenty of independent shops on places like Etsy that make Dota 2 merchandise and sell them out of their garage. If you're worried about copyright infringement, don't worry. The company that makes Dota 2 simply does not care. There's a bevy of options for both home goods and wall art, but just like before, go ahead and try to figure out their favorite hero. If you get them something related, expect them to repay you in kind when next Christmas rolls around. I wrote a little bit about Dota 2's underwhelming merchandise strategy. Feel free to read it if you like. And finally, if you want to go for a safe bet, gaming gear is pretty much always appreciated. Since Dota 2 is a PC only game, an opportunity to upgrade their peripherals will always be appreciated. A premium mechanical keyboard or a top of the line gaming headset can cost quite a pretty penny, but if you want to go for something smaller, consider a mousepad like in the bottom left or a custom keycap from the top right. There's also some Dota themed stuff out there, keyboards and mice featuring art from the game. It's difficult to find, but if you manage to get them that, it will without a doubt be their favorite gift this year. The downside to this strategy is that you'll need to know about their current setup to make sure that whatever you're getting them is in fact an upgrade. Peripheral quality can also be a difficult thing to suss out because pretty much every company makes everything. My personal rule of thumb is that you go HyperX for headsets, Corsair for keyboards, and Logitech for mice. But all three of those opinions stem from my personal experience, and I know people in real life who I would call a friend who would be at my throat for giving that advice. In conclusion, Dota 2 is a very festive game, and you should absolutely celebrate it. When your giftee finally leaves their computer to join the Christmas party, you can try to butter them up by asking them a Dota related question. Well, G Sport, did you get FB cheesed by a Shadow Fiend with a blood grenade? Whew. Well, at least you still got us. Something like that. Peace on planet Earth.